Hey you guys, this is Stacia, and now I'm gonna show you the rest of my round two game. So we'll just kind of fly through this. Basically, I was trying to get a Smith-Morra Gambit, but he declined it. So we got this symmetrical Benoni structure, and I had this new idea of knight e2 and f4, which is pretty interesting. But unfortunately, I didn't realize that this move knight g3 is so powerful, and I think it is from like here for the next few moves. And I entered this forcing line with an exchange sack, and the exchange sack is the best move, by the way, so it's not a bad exchange sack at all. But the way I follow it up is unfortunately not correct, because yeah, once again I realized I shouldn't take with a queen, but I decided to take with a rook. What I really should have done is played knight to g3, and you've heard me talk about that enough, so let's look at the rest of the game. So after rook f1, my opponent played queen d7, I think to get out of the pin, and so now the knight is ready to move away, so I need to take back that pawn, so I did take with a rook. Once again, if I take with a queen, I think rook e5 might be a thing. So I didn't want that, so I took this way. And he played knight to h7, which honestly I just missed. I just did not see this move for some reason. I have a real hard time seeing backwards moves, like retreating moves, mostly because I've been doing crazy attacking for like in the last 3 years. So it's very rare that I see good retreating moves. You know, like in closed positions, I look for them. In this kind of position, I just didn't see it, and I should have. Because it looks pretty obvious now. It gets out of the line of fire here. It activates the bishop. It attacks my bishop. That's a pretty good move. So I struggled with this one for probably another 10 minutes. And I decided on the move bishop to d2. But the idea that I had is that I really want to play rook h5. That's what I really want to do. I would love to play like rook h5 and then like, you know, queen takes knight check. That would be great. But I also have to think about what happens on rook e5, which is what my opponent played. So, you know what's interesting is the engine is telling me that rook e5 is a blunder. Like, I don't have it on, but I see the note from earlier when I ran the analysis. So let's look at this. Why it thinks even after rook e5 and knight g3, it thinks white is better. So it wants to go b5. Wow, that's a very aggressive move. Just saying like, hey, look, I need to get my counterplay. Actually, that does look annoying, doesn't it? They're trying to open the A file, or what are they trying to do here? They're trying to open the A file. If we don't take, they can take here with tempo. Distract my queen off this diagonal. I think that's what the computer is doing. Interesting. Very interesting. So I would probably take, computer says take. Okay, but now they have something, right? Now they have something going. So wow, b5, what a move. And okay, what if I take this way? Then it says same thing, a takes b5. Okay, I guess, yeah, what do I do here? If I push, they take it. If I go rook h5, knight f8, wow. Everything's defended. And then a knight g3, they're going to go b4, attack the knight. Okay. Wow. And if I go like knight b5, which looks very tempting, then it will go rook takes a4. Yeah, so black, I think b5 is basically like, b5 is like, hey, I need to get counterplay. Like, like we have to do counterplay like now. Okay, so I respect that. Okay, but in the game, rook e5 does not make counterplay. It's sort of like trying to stop my attack. And here I finally found the move knight to g3, which is the best move in the position. It's actually, yeah, rook f1's also good. But knight g3, yeah, this is the stuff. Go ahead and take me and give me knight f5. That would be nice, right? Give me knight f5. But he didn't do that, I don't think. He played here, doubling up, which is what I calculated. And I just went rook f4. And my coach scoffed at this at first, but then he was like, oh, well, he's like, it makes sense. You were going for rook h4. I was like, yeah, I was. So, okay. And like, I don't want to trade, right? Like, what do I do here? I don't want to trade. I don't think I want to fully retreat either. If I cannot do that, that would be great. So I settled on this rook f4 move, going for this. And I thought if bishop h6, I especially can go rook h4. And that is what happened. So I did this. And I thought I was probably winning here. That's what I thought. Because he did take. And I mean, that just gives me queen takes h7. But then I was looking at it a little closer and I was like, well, you know, his king does run away. Like, it's not so clear, you know? Like, I give up my bishop, I get a knight. But I do have sort of an attack going on. Now, if this king can manage to, like, get to c7, then I don't think I can count my attack as anything anymore. Then I have to play for the h-pawn. So that's one thing. So, of course, king f8, only move. Yeah, and here I went knight c to e4. Engine calls this a blunder. Wow. My coach didn't call that one a blunder. So it must be complicated. I mean, I thought this move was really good because I'm kind of threatening to come in here and do a fork. I'm definitely protected enough. And it's just scary in general, right? Am I coming here? Like, I don't know. So, okay, I saw this check. Now, one thing that I realized is probably king h1 is probably pretty risky because if I go here and a rook manages to get to e1, you know, that's game over. So I was not excited about king h1, but I was also starting to get low on time. So I went king f1, and I thought, okay, you know, if I can somehow, you know, get my king somewhere over here, I'll be safe too. So I was okay with this. King e7 and rook h5. Now, interestingly, I see the engine. I gotta turn this engine off. I really should. It's telling me b3 is the best move. Which, like, who would play that? b3? What? Why? I have no clue why b3 is the best move. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. My coach did not mention b3. So if a FIDE master doesn't mention it, it's not, you know, an essential part of the position. So let's just go. I went rook h5. Okay. So I had some ideas here. I was trying to attack. I really wanted to get knight f5 in and check and win the bishop. So that was sort of what the idea was. And if he takes me, you know, then I can just take. And I thought, okay, there's no rook h8 or anything, and knight f5 is still coming. So I don't know, king d8, and yeah, can I play this way? I don't know what the answer is, but I mean, the engine wants to just take a pawn. Okay, I would take. Okay, then they would take here with check. Okay, yeah, there's enough counterplay, I think. Okay, well, let's turn the engine off. That's enough of that. Okay, so rook h5 and queen g4. Okay, now, unfortunately, I spent 20 minutes calculating my exchange sacrifice. Then I spent like another 10 or 15 minutes on bishop d2. And at this part of the game, I was running on fumes. I was just playing on the increment. Now 30-second increment should be enough. But unfortunately, I think I just got panicky. There's really no excuse here. I just played badly at this moment. And I went knight f5 and I was like, yes, I think I'm winning. And then when he took here, I was like, wait, how can he do that? And I was like, oh, he could do that. Yeah, this is impossible because if I take with the rook, there's checkmate. So that's really unfortunate. If I take with the queen, there's checkmate. And I am in check. There's no king e2. There's no anything, right? Like, if I go here. Yeah, what happens on that move? I kind of forget. Yeah, what happens on that move? That was interesting. They probably just win my rook, though, right? Or the knight. But this seems pretty reasonable. This should be winning for black, and it is. So this is very unfortunate. I mean, really, when he takes this, it's like, I just lost my knight. So if I can't take back, then I just lost a piece. I mean, that's bad enough. But then there's also checkmate. So yeah, it's just absolutely tragic. If you want to find the winning move, go ahead and pause the video now. I'm really embarrassed that I didn't play this move because it's a check, it's a capture, and it just wins on the spot. Because if we take the rook, we stop this idea of rook takes f5, right? Like after queen g4, I want to go knight f5, but this wins. I didn't make that connection in time, and I just played knight f5, and then I looked at horror at the board after that. So instead, I should have been like, oh, knight f5, he could take with check. And I should have seen at that moment there was nothing there. 30-second increment is still good enough. Also, my coach was telling me, he said, in general, he would just be looking at this move because anytime black can't take back with a rook here, like if they have to take back with a pawn and that rook becomes a bad rook, you know, that would be first on his mind, and it's a check. So he was kind of saying that he would have played this regardless, just on positional reasons alone. So yeah, and I should too, I think. I mean, I should see that. So instead this, but had I played this move here, now we have knight f5, right? That's a fork. Now he's got to move away. There's a bunch of different places, but okay, let's look at them. Like if he goes here to king d7, we have check. That would win the queen. Okay, he can't go there, it's protected. So there's king d8. If king d8, free bishop sounds good to me. And the queen's protecting the knight. How beautiful is that? And we've got that with tempo. If he wants to check, congratulations, you checked me. King e2, everything's protected, white's winning. So, yeah. And if king f8, which is the last option, this seems like the worst one, though, to me. Because I'd probably just queen h8. I mean, who wouldn't play that move? Right? Okay, they have to go here. Okay, so what happens from here? I mean, at the very least, I could take, check. Let's say here, take, win the bishop. Yay. That's all I have to say about that. So, yeah, more puzzle rush for me. That's all I have to say. I've been seeing improvement. I even got a new high blitz rating, like 50 points higher than I've ever been on chess.com. So that to me shows improvement. And but I have a long way to go still. I have a long way to go. So I'm going to continue what I'm doing, though. It's clearly working, but it may be a while before I get where I want to be. In the meantime, I should have won this game. You know, I just should have won this game. It's almost unlucky that I panicked and fell into this stupid checkmate. But okay, that's enough whining and excuses from me. Those are not helpful. You know what is helpful? Learning from your games. So that is what I will focus on. And I have another tournament on Saturday, the 26th, which for you guys was yesterday. So I'll be sure to share more games from Kings Island for sure, but also more of my tournament games upcoming. Of course, I'm looking forward to it and I'm going to try my best. I also played at Parma on Tuesday and won a very clean game. So I'm sure I'll be sharing that with you as well. If I didn't already, I think I might have. Okay, well, anyway, have a great day or a great night, and I'll be back with more chess. Okay, bye.